Sorry. Wala wacha kwa sasa nimaliza kwa sababu utanipata. Ngoja, I'm posting something on my group here. Then we shall be back. There you go. Okay, welcome to Man Cave. Today we are talking about what we are calling the gift in relationships, and the gift is as actually it was intended. Since Pastor Kuya is not here, the gift is actually in the Bible. The gift, not see, so he had the topic and he took off. Yes, alisikia topic in weighty, and just like certain candidates, he has not shown up for this. So we're talking about when to give it up, when to give up the cookie, and that's exactly what we are going to be deliberating on. And there are different views, of course. We are going to be giving ours, and you can give yours as well. It is 22422, that's the SMS handle. And then also Twitter hashtag is Power Breakfast, but you can also tweet us using at Willis Aburu, at Roy Karuhizi, at It's Kwambox, and Pastor Kuria Bada Ayuko. Literally, Ayuko hapa na Ayuko in life in general. Yes. So it's a very just introduce, of course, Sheila Kwamboka, Roy Karuhizi. It's a very I think it's a debate where I think there is no longer a line. You know how like in cartoons there used to be cross this line. Yeah. No, cross this line. Yeah. I think the line has disappeared. For the sake of Pastor Kuria, in principle, you're not supposed to give up the cookie until mko kwenye ndoa. In religion. Yes. All right. That's so in religion, which of course we're going to be talking about as well. However, looking at the statistics that were done, people as young as 9 years old, 12 years old, 15 are having sex right now. Yeah. And so I guess the first question would be, when is the right time to give it up? Or is there a right time? Those two. Yes, is there a right time to give it up, and when is that? There has to be a right time. I think for my end, I think when you talk about time, there's no time you can measure. I'm looking at time as a situation. Okay. When you have reached this situation is when you give it up. I don't want to say when you have reached 3 weeks. So someone says, guys, it's after 4 weeks. What's going to happen? Are you at the office? Just come. Kuna emergency. I don't reach a situation where I say it's a time. So it's not an emergency. It's not an emergency. It's a situation, and we'll discuss later what situation should you reach to give it. So for mine, no time. See, that situation can come in a week. Yeah. In some relationships. In other relationships, it comes after 3 months. But until that situation comes, then you can't give it up.
I just want to, before we get off this conversation, I just want to start by saying first, just to put it into context, my point of argument today is the reason why most people are, there's like lots of young people having sex and like there's no line anymore is because a lot of people are, religion is sort of becoming not a force to reckon with in your life. So, because before it was like, oh, what would Jesus think, or what would my family think? But now we have more liberal people who are just like, my life, my choices. So that's where this argument is not about what Jesus said or what Christianity or what Hindu or what Islam said. We're just talking about the facts. So I feel also about the moral fiber. It's not about moral fiber. It's just what is in, like, because this is not a situation where like, hey guys, when are we giving it up? No, this one you're by yourself. And most of the time, chances are you won't even discuss like, yo man, the first time was So I feel like the first time is, it has to be a choice within yourself. We can't put like a cap and say like for everybody, like there's that when you finish high school or when you finish university or when you get married. I think it's all a decision that you can make for yourself. Yeah.
And also just also to ask, and again to remind the guys that the SMS line is 2242 and the hashtag is Power Breakfast. And it's important to also say that this is something that's happening. We have kids having kids already. And so, as my father would say, it didn't happen by osmosis. Of course. There was an activity, the fruit. There was a lot of friends. Yes. That happened. But I guess also, why is it that it's happening very early now?
Willis, the fact that we're having this conversation really makes me you know, I'm actually glad we're having this conversation because when we're in high school, you know, campus, you'd hear, you know, boys talking about like their first encounter, because we must distinguish that girls' first encounter and men's first encounter is very different. So guys will tell you, hey, Maziule, house help, you and you're
the famous house help.
You know,
the rest of the family. Yes.
So usually,
the body is the house.
Usually for guys,
it was helping you too.
It was like, you know, when you're much younger, you're experiencing it, you know, with that an older girl.
But why today? Why is it happening earlier today? I mean,
you know, no, I feel like even then,
I don't think there's much difference, to be honest. Let's look at it realistically, Willis. Our parents, some of them are getting married very early.
Yeah.
Okay. 16, 17. Remember they're talking about getting
18,
18, 19. But us guys keep saying then. In that case, also there are such situations. But let's stick to the values that Chida talked about earlier in terms of religion has taken a different role. Right now she's talking about people being liberal. Liberal it's become an excuse that Jesus is at the same level as your friends and your boss. You judge him on the same playing card. So the same way you wait to say, there is a time I'm religious, there's a time I'm not religious. So we've become, I don't want to call it liberal, over liberal. Because it's not the normal liberal we're talking about. We think now liberal is I can do everything. No. Liberal, you should still have some sense of ethics. And I think, let's be honest and confess the truth is, we're decaying a bit. we can smell it. We can smell it in this room. There's a little bit of decay. The morality.
But you know, also we have to put into context the fact that before, sex used to be a thing for growing the family. It wasn't something, you know, like, yo, let's go have some good times, and then, you know, in the afternoon, you know, I don't even think our parents or our grandparents ever knew about afternoon lungula. I honestly, afternoon watu wanafanya kazi, lakini siku hizi, you know, afternoon you get, you know, you've chomoka the, you know, errands, you finished class, whatever, like you're tupatane kwa nyumba. So it's not.
It's become, let me tell you, it's like a bucket of cigarettes. You know, in the chini, the same guys go for gaps is the way guys are going down saying.
So
it's looking how it's that problem.
It's even the fact that we're calling it a gift, you know, it's
no longer a gift.
No longer a gift. It's just, you know, it's a thing where when you meet, you know, you have people have needs, you have needs. That's where it has reached. But the question you asked is when someone should give it up. Let me put it in plain blank. You're seeing someone, you just met a guy, you know, ladies we're very intuitive. Within 2 minutes of meeting, you already know whether we are going anywhere or we're not going anywhere.
2 minutes?
Yeah, literally. A lady knows. You know instinctively whether this guy, the only thing atafanya atalipa bill na hata iniona tena na atatuma airtime na simu, and that's the last time I feel the prerogative for ladies is there has to be some level of investment, and I'm not talking about money. Second is investment.
Let's jump it.
No, investment, whether it's time, emotions. You have to invest in me in some level before I give you.
First, those are two things. Those are two different arguments. There's one way you're saying I'm already decided whether I'm giving you or not within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But within the first 2 minutes, you don't know if I'm investing in you or not. You can't.
So it's you're
switching. I'm asking you. Clean it. You're saying you know within 2 minutes, and what are you evaluating, or what investment could I have made within those 2 minutes?
So first, you have to peter the first round of audition.
The bus,
which is
attractive.
Where, by the way, out. No. For different ladies, it's different. We're not all the same. There's another lady she's looking, it's the physical. There's another lady she's seeing your cash is the inside. There's another lady who's seeing how you talk. You know, how you talk. You're a smart guy. You know, so
the first thing we should argue about is whether you know from the time you've met the guy. Then let's argue about that and say, hey, do you really know? I think that has changed. Before, because women were giving it up genuinely because I know from the first 2 minutes I met you whether I have time for you, as you're saying, it could be by your behavior or whatever it is, they would know. I'm not arguing about whether they know, but the reason they would know quickly whether they're giving a guy or not, they're evaluating the guy not based on certain things. Certain things like, sorry to go back to this, things like his financial standing or his work standing, take time to realize where does he actually stand. You wouldn't know that in 2 minutes.
You
can come amekopa gari. Yeah, you can borrow a whole image. So that we won't know in 2 minutes. But the time is a long time ago, guys. A while back, people were actually evaluating the guys you're saying within a few minutes. Now I think they're actually beginning to make these decisions of a little bit more time based on those investments you're talking about. Those are the investments they're looking at. And for me, it's really sad that for us guys how things have changed. as you're saying, it was a valuable thing, but now it's become like the woman alikuwa sasa naishikilia kama manifesto, and I launch according to what she has received. Guys are buying it like what? What nomination certificate? Yeah. So for us guys, it's become a trade. It's no longer is it the right guy, wrong guy. It's become when do I get the best deal out of this kind of thing.
But let's look at some of the facts as well. Kenya is 80%
Christian.
Is 80% Christian, and not only Christianity but other religions as well advocate for abstinence and such like things. In a country that is 80% Christian, and again not to look down upon other religions, but basically just some of the basics of all religions, most of them at least, is a Buddha. Wait until you're married. Why is it that in a country like that, the same fact comes out that we have teenagers between 12 to 19 having sex?
Which is 12 to 19. You need to get the facts correct. It's
I'm
nine.
It's nine,
like
yes,
9
9
years of age. And that's just what we're basically discussing is moral decay.
Class?
Depends on whether ni matiangi or 11.
So when you find yourself in a situation where what we're talking about is, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are having premarital sex, and that's why I said for me my argument here is not based on religion, because the fact that we're having this conversation means these are sipped out of religion. So now we're talking about the reality on ground. When is the right time to give it up? Because there's a lot of people who are having this conversation right now saying, I imagine I've been with this guy for 6 months, will he leave me? And that's the thing about guys, and that's why ladies have to be smart. Ladies know that guys don't like loose girls, or so they claim. Yeah, so a lady will be like, but I'm not and the guy is there, he's treating you well, he's doing nice. This is to answer the question of when to give out the gift, how ladies think. So you're there, you've gone for dates, you're trying to get to know each other, because you're saying this guy has passed the first stage. I think we can go somewhere, and then now let me see how much time he'll invest in it. Now when you know that guys can chase you even for 2 years just to get the cookie, and then they bounce.
Okay,
of course, you're not just going to give that.
Investment. What investment is this we're talking about?
I already said it. It's time. I use the kind of guy who'd call me in the morning, be like, hey, what's good? Let me take you for lunch. How's your mom doing? You make time to spend time with me, because when someone doesn't spend time with you, even if they are busy, people say, yeah, he's a busy guy. You guys, even Bob Collymore has a babe. That means he's making time for her. So time is important. In fact, it's one of the biggest investments, more than money.
You actually need to evaluate when you're known for something else. Yeah. It's not. You see, remember I was arguing that the whole point would be that people are talking about they're trading it off. I said you're trading it off like a nomination cert, like a manifesto. There's a trade going on. When do I give you what you have invested in or what you have gained in? There's no
the ROI.
Yes. when you have deserved, you're putting enough. And I said, let's drift away and say, you know what? I don't care. You can give it at any time, whether investment, no investment, within 3 months, 2 months. But it's when someone knows you or appreciates you for something else. In other words, I'm saying, if you as a woman, right, develop something well about yourself, and you begin to see that being appreciated, then the gift is no longer the essential part of that relationship. So whether it's given or not given, doesn't matter.
That's what I want to talk about, that in a bit, whether is it the essential part, like you said.
Pardon?
Is sex the essential part of a relationship?
We'll talk about that. Give it when it's no longer the essential part.
But my question is this also. So like Sheila said, there are guys who sasa hapo acha tujichomee kidogo mimi na Roy. Kuna watu wenye watangoja hiyo 2 years. Because all they're looking, that's all they want.
Light zikifunguka
after hiyo 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, they leave. So whether you give it up on day 1,
let me tell you why
give it up on 6 months, the guy will still leave.
Let me tell you why that happens. The reason guys are doing that, because as a guy, I'll tell you why guys do that. After 2 years, right? It's because the guy has never seen any other value in you beyond that thing. He's waiting 2 years because he knows that's the thing I'm here for. And I'm saying the day he begins to appreciate you for something else other than that, then it becomes devalued. Whether he gets it or not, he's not bothered. Him is more interested in
you as a person.
Yes, I like her for this. I like her. I don't care whether he likes you for money. I don't care whether he likes you for the fact that you're humorous. I don't care because of he likes you because of the fact that you're a very nice, generous person, or you spend time with kids, or all sorts of things. But the fact that he likes you for something else starts depreciating the value of that weight. But these guys are waiting for 2 years because that's the only thing they came for. Because that's the only thing you've left him hanging on.
So I think
left him like you for something else.
I think you know, it's a very interesting conversation we're having, because I'm sure there's even a lady right now saying, oh my God, this guy, as soon as I gave him, he ducked. And this is a story a lot of ladies can attest to. And Roy, I don't think it's even a situation of, you know, because there are ladies who are watching trying to understand, why do men do this? As soon as, you know, the guy can be with you even for 2 years, as we've given the example. And then as soon as he gets what, you know, as soon as you allow him in, then not to sound very literal, but as soon as you
not intended.
Yes, he disappears. And we're talking about people who even have been engaged to be married. You understand? You've taken him to see your parents. You've even bought property together, as in, you know, you're planning things. Kumbe, this guy the whole time is just waiting for things. So we have to understand the reason why ladies hold back. No, and we're not talking about every lady, you know. We're talking about the one who's looking at something like a substance, and it's a gift. I have to hold back because with guys, you never know. You never know. And what you should be trying to explain to us is, why do guys play these games? And you can't say it's because he hasn't seen to do something in you.
You've not developed something good in him.
That's not the point. You could be. Then why are you wasting our time?
Let me tell you
wasting our time?
I'm saying whether you've just said you hold up for 2 years, 3 years. The reason ladies hold back. And you just said the guy, well, you hold back for over 2 years, 3 years, and the guy still takes over.
Yeah.
He takes off, rather. Right? So, whenever he takes off, it could be in 2 years' time, 3 years' time. So, holding back is not the reason that you will not take off. That's not the reason he won't take off. So, holding back is a waste of time. It's until you get something that can keep a guy of value there. Otherwise, if he takes off because he's a punk, then he's just a punk. You got a bad guy, move on. But if you get a good guy, you build something else that will make him realize you're in a chance of second best.
Sasa ujue, majority of the people wanaochi kitu sahi wanajua we are speaking about the bad guys. Now and those are the majority. Those are the majority. And so when you ask when is the right time to give it up, ladies know. Hata nikika hapa niambie watu 6 months, 2 years, 8 years, it's all about how you evaluate the guy. The investment in what he and I keep going back to the investment. Is he creating time? And you know, you can soma guy. Is this and you know, you don't give the gift to, I'm not going to give the gift at you to hold you to stay. No, that's not the reason. That's not the reason you're going to give the gift out. The gift is, you're seeing this one is a long term. Huyo akona plans za kukaa, you know. But also I just usually advise people, like, ukiona you really want to get serious with someone, just let the whole process go until marriage.
What? Oh, wait.
Yes.
Wait, I think come from that. Yes, I did.
Look. Let's stop playing games with each other. You know?
No.
There are people who, and we're talking about the gift, not the random chamber of commerce thing that's going on every day. We're talking about the ones who are actually like you value your body. Because you know the guys out there have so many games, yeah? Please make a commitment. Don't put a ring on my finger for 25 years. Yeah? If you want, like, you want to progress to, you know, because the outcome of giving out the gift, we could have kids, we could do this, we could do that. I don't do that with someone who is just flaky. So the kosana hapo kupelekana kotini kwa sababu ya sexual intercourse.
So you make a commitment.
Make a commitment. Don't put a ring on my finger here for 5 years. Don't put a ring on my finger because you just want to kula vitu alafu for after 6 years umepatana na mwingine 2 months marriage. So this is a gift.
So you can wait until marriage.
Yes.
If you are serious.
So you want a commitment. So make a commitment.
And don't the way it shouldn't be. This is not an election years. 5 years.
Nigeria hiyo point yake ya marriage ila mekanika manifesto hizo zingine nimeona. I will build you a flying tower that will take you from here to Japan in 18 seconds. You won't say anything. Takupatia maji kwa mko tu inaanguka kwa sura. No.
Don't
give us manifesto. She's just making it seem you're talking about marriage, but realistically we've all accepted that it's happening. And one thing we do concur and agree on is the fact that, guys, this decision, it's very hard for us to give advice to people when the decision is based on how you evaluate the situation. So it's all about measuring. So there's no time. And I've said within 3 weeks you can evaluate a good situation. And say, you know what, this is the right guy in 3 weeks. You know,
wait, so you're saying the time is 3 weeks?
There are guys, but the 3 Range Rovers you need 3 weeks max. You can't do a man. No.
Pardon, hold on before you make a comment. There is something. So many interesting views here. Right, somebody says on 22422, let's be frank, investing in time and money. Let's mention that too, which I think you've said. Good morning, Willis. It's real that the man has to see the value beyond the gift, otherwise he leaves immediately. The lady gives it up. That is Florence. She's watching from Umoja. Now this is an interesting one. Man cave. Does a man also have a cookie to give the lady? My cookie is just for chicks. So he says the goal must be on both sides. So enjoy by the hata man anapatia cookie anangoja sio kama unaweza kataa kuna cookie inaitwa ATM wewe umeiona
no you can't the financial
let me tell you something because you know the sad part is you evaluate a man but you said by the way he invests and there are very few things he has to invest, as we're saying, if we're not talking about the physical gift. One, his time. Two, this is one of the hardest, listening. Yes, we know that. So the guy to actually listen, take time to see a point of view, a side of things in life. Three, beyond that, now there's physical investment. And that physical investment, what does he have? It's the things he does for her that can show how committed he is towards her. So that's why, realistically, in today's world, it sometimes boils down to finances, because it boils down to him doing akifanya nywele ya kutengeneza gari, you're doing the hair for 50 G's. Of course, that one make an investment if it takes a lot for him to do that. But I'm basically saying it, agreeing that he does have to do certain things physically. For I am saying that his cookie is not. It's not his physical.
It's not the function of the junction.
Yes, it's not the function of the junction. You better know. You know what? I hope that he's sleeping. Anyway, so for him, his cookie is something totally different. It's not physical.
Although I think I know it doesn't sound very cliche, but Roy objectified men.
No, it comes down to.
We're very simple. Well, that's how basic we can argue Willis about it.
Yes.
But what we have to offer these ladies is limited. Men are meant to provide. And these ladies, as much as they deny it, when they start being provided for, they start seeing that these are levels of take a guy seriously. Right? Apart from that,
nothing.
Okay. Me, I feel like we're sort of losing the plot when we brought the money aspect into it, because that's why I call it investment. You see, there's another lady there, her thing is not money. You know, what if I have my own money? I'm just saying, you know, my thing is not money. But at the end of the day, you see, when you put money into the whole story of the gift, then it becomes a transaction. You know, it becomes a chamber of commerce. You know, I could be those ladies out there of the night, you know, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about everyday women, men, making these decisions about when they should give out their gift. Let me use the example of election, you know, and that's what I'm saying, wait until it's right. Even if it's marriage, ni sawa, because 5 years we've waited for someone to come and bembeleza us that so that we can vote for them in about 13 days. It's the same thing with your cookie. Why are you trying to give it out to the first Tom, Dick and Harry who walks in there? No. Even if he's invested 1 week, or Roy has said 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Clearly the focus there is different. And also, note, I think, which is a part we should have said when we started, there is the gift for just recreation, and then there's the gift for procreation. You understand?
Explain. What is
there are those ones who just want to have a good time.
Right.
So you're looking at a guy and you're like, hey, we'll say ako fit, 3 weeks. Nani. You didn't even need to give a Range Rover.
It's not even the mix of the car is becoming an issue. I'm just saying it's one of the things that guys have is to provide for the woman. It was one of the things I said. I agreed with time, didn't I? I agreed there are other things that guys, but they have to provide for something physically. Because there's nothing we're holding on to in terms of, as she said, it's not about them. When a guy is holding on to himself physically, my body is what I'm holding on to, I'm going to give you my body. No, a guy is not on that level. He's the one who has to offer something much more than that. The challenge is, as I keep repeating, for me, is that you just have to show me there's more to you than that. Then we'll start devaluing that thing and it won't become the thing that's driving our relationship. We should never be driven by it.
One boy from Kiamombi says, breakfast, men just need to learn how to value, appreciate and respect women. Plain and simple. It's not about sex, it's about how you value me as a human being.
Beyond that.
Alright, morning Willis. I would rather give it up once a situation presents itself, even if it's early, so that I could understand the motive of the guy. If he walks away, then you will not regret you wasted your time. That is Pam from Chuka. And then hi, good show, Roy, Sheila and Raburu. Yawa, guys hit and leave, results badai. And then somebody's trying to be very playful with words. What are you trying to say? What you're trying to say is, many times as soon as
you can't read it.
Yeah. Can you say, I was so confident that I could read it. I was so confident that I would read it. I changed my mind. Yeah. I said to Heshimu Ezekiel.
That comes back the issue of procreation and recreation, which I'm going to just read some tweets. I'm going to just reiterate on that.
Right.
So think, when it comes to recreation, it's all about having fun. There's no strings attached. There's no thinking about where it's going to go. It's a physical thing. Then when we're talking about procreation, you see, like, there's a lady there who was saying, I have to find out,
Yes.
That is the recreation part. If you're going to use the whole litmus paper to find out if it's alkaline or there's other ways. Just look at the guy, just see how he's, if you tell him, me, I can't meet you for 1 week, out of sight, out of mind. Is he still gonna follow up, or has he found someone else? Clearly that person is not there for, it doesn't deserve the gift unless you're giving it for recreation. But if you're looking at procreation, this has to be a long-term investment.
Right.
There has to be some investment put in. There has to be time. There has to be, someone likes to spend time with you. Someone
said something very interesting in that sense. So she talked about the thing when I was talking about letting see something else in you. Yeah. She said, I'd rather give up Mapema so that I know if that's all it was about, if that's all it finds in me.
That's like
I'm not agreeing with it, but it just shows the interesting part about it. Because you're beginning to understand that there should be something else you're seeing in me. And therefore, why are we wasting time? So you can give it up early to get that over and done with, right? That's your decision. I'm not making a decision. I'm not making a decision for people. I'm saying, well and good, if that's what it is. Me, I'm the kind of doctor, if you come, I even let you choose medicine.
But I think
you chagua your medicine. But the reality is, I'm telling you, if you really build in men a different value, then the guy won't be hanging on for that. That will be bonus. That's bogoff. He can get that on as an extra gift. For everyone he bought, he got this thing free. But the moment you just develop the fact that I'm going to hold it back, he becomes a bitter guy. I'm just saying what ends up happening to the guy is he starts having a mindset.
Resentment.
That resentment he has is because you're holding it off. And he knows you're holding it off as a manifesto, that you release it just 2 days to the election. He's going to now go for it vehemently with the aim that the moment I get it, I am gone. So spend more time not waiting for him to invest. Spend more time trying to build other values in your relationship.
So just coming back to this whole argument about the gift here, and you were asking why do men have a gift to give out? You see, men and women are different. Women look at sex as in fact, it's almost like you're signing an agreement. You understand? And for men, it's just biological function, like, oh yeah, who's that? That's why he can finish and leave and forget your name. But for a lady, like, the stains are stuck with her forever. She's like, she has to get, it will take her another couple of, and I'm not talking about every lady, that's why I use the word lady, I'm not talking about everyone. You understand? You start thinking about what you did wrong, you start, basically for you it happens differently from the way it happens to him. So I think that's also, it sort of helps to understand why women take a longer time than a guy, because a guy, for him, it's just like, and also men choose, there's a lady who you're just going to out, and then there's that one who, even if she takes 2 years, 3 years, you're falling because you want more than just the cookie. So it's not, I feel like also the issue is not so much on the lady. I think it's also on the guy, because the girls are also confusing chicks out here. You know you're coming in just to hit things and bounce, but you'll tell me everything I want to hear. You'll tell me you want to get married, you want to meet my parents, and you know all you're trying to do is just weasel your way in.
I mean, the guys come in with that intention, but I'm saying that's the intention. You change the intention someone comes in with, Willis. My argument is that if he comes in that intention, and I'm agreeing with you in fact that the majority of men, honestly, they don't have good intentions. Apart from me and another 2 other guys.
And me, I don't mean to grab my
anti-PC.
Yeah, man, you know what it is.
The anti-PC. There are a few guys who actually don't come in with that intention, yeah? But even some, a lot of the men who come in with that intention, with that intention, you just can switch it. You switch it round by him beginning to see the value of the person beyond that. Then he says, you know what? Me, my game plan was in and out. But he starts seeing the real woman because of the values you're beginning to.
So guys don't even see us as real women, you see us as objects?
He starts seeing the real woman. I didn't say
no, because
he starts seeing the real you.
This is the argument.
Wait. Get my friend, my line clear. I said he starts seeing the real woman in you.
So what was he seeing all this time?
He was seeing some guys. The first time you meet people,
he was seeing the
objective, what he wanted to do. That's what he was focused on.
The object and the object.
That was his point of focus. Guys, when you meet into it, Roy. No. Very clear. There are 2 things. When you meet someone the first time, you're just meeting the ambassador. That's not them you're meeting.
Okay.
People have to take time to evaluate and find the real person. The first meeting is your representative. That's not the real you. The real you will come out with time. Yeah. So I'm saying you begin to start showing him slowly the real you. That's what I meant.
Look, let me just before you respond, there's a question I'd asked, and some of the comments that are coming in there, as they say, plethora. I guess we've been on 2242. I'll go back there, but let's check what guys are saying on Twitter. W. Wayru says, take away the cookie and some girls have absolutely nothing left to offer. Alan Tambala says, good morning guys, I don't have to wait until marriage. Okay, well, edited. Max Maki 5 and saying, imagine waiting for years and then you discover that the cookie you're waiting for is not what you expected, you just help her. And then Corey Kent says, that manifesto till marriage is unacceptable. Every guy is different though, we want different things. Harin Zhao says, good morning Sheila, you are speaking, wait until marriage, it is a sign of commitment and that you're part of the team. And then on 2242, somebody says a man can spend what he has on a girl, but for the girl wants to show up on others. So after a man gets what he wants, and a whiz. Man cave, when the woman gives up the cookie as the deal clincher once married, why does the ingredient or presentation of the said cookie change? Mileage? Question mark. Mark from Nairobi. There are some men who depend on ladies eating and then cheating. How am I going to marry you as soon as we do this and take this lady home, yet he is not serious? Someone says it doesn't matter when she gives it up, it's more about her values and her character, and this determines if it's going to last for a long time. That is Tony from Ruaka. And then somebody says, Ngumba says, it is true, wait till marriage, the gift will always be there for you. Ayendi paali, it's tabuni in Aisha.
Man, exactly, you see, men are the ones who are strongly saying, it's the reality of what guys are. The day you show him, you know, men are very simple animals, it's you to show him. He comes in focused on one single thing and he goes for it. But you will change the guy the moment you start showing, you know what, me, I'm not all about these hips, I'm not all about these
essentials.
Talents. Yeah, I'm more than this talent you're seeing. Yes. So the moment you start showing him that, then you start seeing a different side. Then that thing stops becoming the story. The problem lies in the extension. When you hold up for this investment thing to see how things are going, he starts building that thing of goal. And once he reaches that attitude, the moment that you pass after 4 years like Olympics, but
right. We have a few moments left. I want to just also talk about the fact that, you know, just like I said, like my probably parents are sitting there thinking their kids are all that and whatever, or the kids themselves are watching like, guy, wametusema sana. Because I mean, from 9 years old, guys are doing this, and I guess it's more now, like you're saying, Sheila, for recreation than procreation than the the gift. So my question is it still an essential part? Yeah. Is it a gift anymore?
Willis and Royce, you know, we live in 2017. This is not a uniquely African phenomenon. It's not a uniquely Kenyan phenomenon. This is just a world phenomenon. In fact, more people than ever before are choosing not to get married. You know, you go to a wedding and the couple is like 35, 40, you know, and before it used to be, oh my God, you're like 23, you're too old, you know, you should be getting married. And this is the same thing in China, this is the same thing in Japan, this is the same thing in America. Life has changed. Before, you know, it was all about just putting, you know, getting food on the table. You know, that's what it was called, bringing the bread home. Now it's not only just about the bread. Now it's about the bread, the phone, the car, the house, the rent, you know, so there's so many elements to it. And so when you start thinking about, I want to settle down with someone, it becomes almost like, nah, I'd rather do this by myself. So then sex moves from procreation to recreation, because you have busy schedules here and there, you need to, you know, and the sort of what we call the throwing out of moral fiber, and all you're left with is everybody just trying to fend for themselves. So me, what I tell ladies, yeah, since we already know that, in fact, guys come out strongly to say, sisi kama team mafisi. I mean, I'm saying, sisi kama the gift holders. Kama wako na gift card, shikilia your gift card, mpaka uone the actual seriousness. You can't just take a gift and give to anyone, and that's where the problem comes, where guys know unda mdanganya danganya, and then I move. And there are guys who are serial
gift takers.
Okay.
You know, and who is letting them do this? The ladies. So I feel like you need to be strong enough to be like, I know, dude, come on, this is my ground rules. And I feel like if every lady out there, because guys are looking for I mean, when it comes down to settling, you're all looking for a proper lady, right? Apparently, one who's not been, you know, devoured or something, and you've been out there devouring. You think she was not also being devoured? So, ladies, me, I feel it is time we just get serious with ourselves. It's not even about, I'm not even saying religions, what. Just protect yourself. And I'm not talking about condoms.
Bring it back to,
keep your legs closed.
You asked a question based on, is it a gift anymore?
Right, yeah.
I think that's what you wanted to know. Is it a gift anymore? I say it's not a gift anymore because of one thing. It's become a point of trade. Yeah? I think we talk about we're in a world of social media and a lot of sharing and conversation. There's less sharing than we think. Our relationships are with friends who we have never met. Yeah? Some of them we don't even know if you're talking to a human. The guy on the other side can be a monkey that can use a phone, right? And you're talking to. We don't have close-knit relationships. We have closer relationships with our phone, not with the person we're communicating with on the phone on the other side. That's where it has gone wrong. There is less sharing in relationships. So when two people enter a relationship, they're out to get what they can. It's a deal. These are the words that are being used today, investment. It's a deal. We're not entering relationships thinking, what do I have to give? We're thinking, what am I going to get out of relationship? And that's why I said, I'm sorry to use a bad example. That is saying, big deal. Let me give. If that's what I want to give, and that's what you want, then take it. Then let's see. We have no relationship. I move on till I get a relationship where that is not a factor. I'm sorry to say this. We're just using a basic example to explain a problem. We're not accepting it. We're using it as a basic ground rule. Because you were saying, if that's what you're about, then have it. It's not going to kill me. Sio sabuni itaisha, as you said. So that's
a different context.
No, I'm using that context to explain this problem.
Okay.
And therefore, it's very clear, because we're not entering giving, we're entering in as a trade agreement. It's no longer a gift. It's a business deal. I'm holding on this thing, so it increases in Tinishamba. When I increase in value, Kishikilia, then I release. The other person on the other side said, I'm going to Kaza until I get. And I'll buy it like a nomination certificate, as we said. And then I'm done. But before, it was about, okay, I want this and you want that. Now let's start seeing if there's anything more we can offer each other and spend time trying to find out if there's anything more to offer. Then we stop having an investment, buy stocks rising, dropping, NASDAQ and any other ducks falling.
You have about 2 minutes, so I guess we'll you will respond to what I said and then also make your final comments.
I think this whole conversation about the gift, because you know at the end of the day we have to bring it back home. Let's be real. in today's society, the ladies have become the moral gatekeepers, because guys have just decided, no, you shouldn't give it out if you don't want to be loose. If you don't want to be part of the game, why are you sleeping with us? You know, like, if ladies will decide we're out of the game, what's going to happen? Who are you going to play with? So at this point, I feel everybody needs to be
dangerous question.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous question. So at this point, I feel everybody needs to be their own moral police. Yeah. So when it comes down to when you should give it up, the onus is all on you.
Right.
You know, it's when you decide. And for me, what I'm saying, a piece of advice is, I know life is moving too fast, and there's a lot of things, you know, and as Roy is saying, you know, ladies are using it as a tool of trade, you know. Let me rephrase from that, not tool of trade, but as an exchange, chamber of commerce, yes. Because, and this is generally because of how guys are treating girls. You know, you find a lady who's committed to a relationship, like, I mean, she's just the epitome of good, you know, wife. Paka unaona tu ni wife material, lakini kenye chalia tamfanyia. You know, and then with the lady he's decided to do that with. I feel like guys don't even have a, when it comes to gift, that's what you're even asking, is it a gift? Because I think for you everything ni gift. You understand? whether it's not or is. But ladies, on the other hand, we're keeping ourselves, you're trying to, you know, to fit into the stereotype. I feel like today's youth, you need to be able to decide for yourself what works. And just even aside from the morality of it, even just your sexual health, yeah? I think you need to be very guarded about, because I mean, when I hear a comment like that lady saying, yeah, I'll just give it up, if he wants then we continue, that is not a way to test if that is someone you want to be with. And I'd like to reach out to that lady. I'm like, please, let that not be the way you choose someone in your life. Let him do the other things first, and then take it to the next level. Sex shouldn't be something that you're saying, let me give, and then it shouldn't be that easy. It shouldn't be that easy. I'm just saying. It's
sad that it's gotten there. So as I said, remember I was giving that point, I said it's very sad that that's how basic things have that's the basic value that we're completely, we need to have second rate or third rate, it's a D product, right? But it's sad that that's where things have gotten. But reality is, if I was to give, we're closing now, right? If I was to close right now, I'd say, realistically guys, we have to begin to value it, that this trading is trying to get things out of people. Life is more about, you get more joy out of sharing things than out of receiving. But when you're a guy who's used to taking things, you will never know that there's actually more to life than what you get out of it. I mean, what you give than what you're pulling out of it. And decay has been caused by us always trying to pull something out of life rather than share something with life. So I'd advise the young guys, share more out of yourself beyond these things. There's a lot more to you than that gift. There are other gifts you have. Even sometimes stupidity can be a gift. Maybe that's your talent. You just
class special.
Class special. That's your talent.
Can I just
anyway, just share your gift. On a much serious note, share other gifts in your life with people and the relationships you have beyond that. There should be more to you than that. And as guys, we should be looking for more to women than that.
Yeah. Can I just to finish here? You know why polygamy can't work right now? You know, back in the day, just to that point of recreation and procreation, you can argue on hashtag power breakfast. You know, our grandfathers were all about procreating, so they could have even 90 wives, because it was like kuget mtoi. Sasa ukiambia youth wa sahi ako na wife kawa tatu, unajua yeye ashaona hiyo game ni mob, so anaona achukue moja acheze atoke, achukue ingine acheze atoke. Ukimwambia responsibility ubaki hapo, kama unataka wife wawili chukua watu wawili, nafikiri ni game kila siku. We have moved from recreation, procreation to recreation.
I like that example. Yeah. Just one line on that. Why I like that example is because he's not willing to be like his father and share whatever he has across the board. He just wants to take, finish, take, finish, take. Start giving and do less taking.
All right. So of course, like I say, we have our different views, but another the choice will ultimately boil to what you decide to do. You know, normally you have I say successful people look like you. That also means that you're a person of worth, and therefore you should treat yourself as such. When you have a country where people are having sex from the age of 9, it is something that is dangerous and everybody needs to take notice of. So therefore, like Roy said, like Sheila said, there needs to be more to you than just giving up the cookie. My name is Will Saburu. Successful people look like you, and like you saw, the great Manchester United. Tuko ndani, we'll see you next week.
Would you know what to say?